Serena?
Jameson, even though Norman was disqualified just over a week ago, his name was never removed from the ballot. Voters we talked to have many emotions, from confusion, anger, to frustration.
Election day may not be until next Tuesday, but there were plenty of early voters at a library in Town and Country, many of them directly affected by the Jim Norman decision because he represents their district, District 12. Jessica Rolowick says she'll support him, but only because of his party affiliation.
So I think it's a little confusing, but I think as a true Republican, we support Jim Norman, as we do other candidates that are Republicans.
All of Jim Norman's signs have been taken down, and there were no signs up for his replacement, Rob Wallace. But Norman's name is still on the ballot, and until a few hours ago, there was also a disclosure saying any vote for Norman meant a yes for Wallace. Frank Perez is stunned. A higher court could add more confusion to the election and back someone who has been embroiled in an alleged scandal.
He should be off the ballot, period. You know, if you're involved in a scandal, then you should be gone. Everyone, from the top to the bottom of the political spectrum.
Dr. Earl Leonard, Hillsborough County's supervisor of elections, says his office has had to scramble to get the latest news out.
This has been an interesting period of time, and I think right now we will continue to follow the directions of the Division of Elections.
He's not exactly sure how many voters are affected, but he says District 12 falls under 97 precincts. He urges voters not to give up on the process. Leonard says it's the obligation of the office to follow the higher court's ruling.
Right now, it looks as though that those votes that are cast for Mr. Norman will be counted for Mr. Norman.
Mark Birrio hopes this is the final decision and there are no more changes. He's already frustrated.
I mean, let's face it, when it comes to the voter, you have to be as simplistic as possible. And unfortunately, we're responsible as voters for keeping track of this kind of thing.
Latrice Montgomery is grateful she has already voted and Norman was not a candidate she had to consider. In her eyes, this is not only confusing, it's not fair either.
I think it should have been just off the ballot, and that's it.
A lot of frustrated voters out there, and it was just this weekend that the Republican Party picked Rob Wallace to replace Jim Norman on the ballot. Jameson?
Serena?